I've come to Townley Barwise, which is a car park and picnic area on the outskirts of Burnley in Lancashire. Now, why have I come here, you may ask? Well, my walk starts and ends here, but I'll reveal more as I go on with my walk. Walking back up to the car park entrance, I crossed the main road to the lay-by opposite. At the end of this, I found a waymarker post for the Burnley Way, which I followed as it directed me up into the woods. The Burnley Way is a 40-mile long-distance footpath in Lancashire. As a circular route, it can be walked from any point, but most people start and finish at the Weavers Triangle Visitor Centre in Burnley. It covers a range of terrain along canal towpaths, through fields, parks, old farms, and the Forest of Burnley woodlands to the wild moorlands of the South Pennines. The path is waymarked by a letter B and a bird symbol. It was created in 1993 and updated in May 2008. I crossed over the main A646, still following the Burnley Way, to a waymarked path where I came out into more open countryside. As I climbed, I could see much clearer views over Burnley and the surrounding area. The reason I've chosen this walk today is because it doesn't feature a tower or monument as such, but there is a structure, and you might just be able to see it on the skyline in the distance behind me. Heading on, the Burnley Way passed to the right of Woodplumpton Farm and continued to gradually climb. Slipping left of a covered reservoir, I reached a stile at the edge of Burnley Golf Course. My way was to carry on in the same general direction I had been climbing, so I crossed over two fairways, cautiously making sure there were no low-flying golf balls, and followed the path signposted for Crown Point Road. I carried on uphill across more fairways until I eventually came to a stile in a wall onto the end of Woodplumpton Road. Leaving the Burnley Way for now, I took a path marked with a walker's welcome disc. This headed into immature mixed woodland, part of the Burnley Millennium Forest. Waymarked as the Copy Clough Walk, the path meandered through the trees, barely losing much height, and staying roughly parallel to Crown Point Road off to my right. My target was now clearly in sight, the odd-looking sculpture on the hilltop, which is part of a series of 4 sculptures within the Panopticon Arts and Regeneration Project, created by the East Lancashire Environmental Arts Network. The project was set up to erect a series of 21st century landmarks, or panopticons, across East Lancashire as symbols of the renaissance of the area. My path led out onto the car parking area at Crown Point, where I turned left on a wide fenced path to reach the sculpture I had been aiming for. So I've now arrived at the structure that I wanted to see on today's walk. This is the Singing Ringing Tree. The Singing Ringing Tree is a wind-powered sound sculpture set in the landscape of the South Pennines overlooking Burnley. This panopticon is inspired by the Enchanted Tree, which featured in a 1960s television series loosely based on a Brothers Grimm fairy tale. Designed by architects Mike Tonkin and Anna Liu of Tonkin Liu and completed in 2006, the Singing Ringing Tree is 3 metres tall, constructed with pipes of galvanised steel that harness the energy of the wind to produce a slightly discordant and powerful choral sound, covering a range of several octaves. Some of the pipes are mainly structural and visual elements, while others have been cut across their width, enabling the sound. The harmonic and singing qualities of the tree were produced by tuning the pipes according to their length, by adding holes to the underside of each. In 2007, the sculpture won, along with 13 other candidates, the National Award of the Royal Institute of British Architects for Architectural Excellence. The views from this location are superb, especially north to the Yorkshire Dales, Bowland and nearby Pendle Hill. Descending from the singing ringing tree, I turned downslope over reedy pasture, parallel to a wall on my right. Crossing a stile, I continued downhill, passing a ruined cottage to the right. Soon the path came out onto a tarred driveway, which I followed down to the main A671 Bacup Road. Crossing over, I dropped down some steps to walk down beside the right edge of a deep wooded gully. This led to a stile and steps onto a farm lane at Dinley Cottage. Passing the cottage, I followed the lane to a junction where I was reunited with the Burnley Way. Bearing right, I traced a narrow road to a small wood. Off to the right, a Burnley Way finger post indicated the route across a footbridge. I walked along here with an estate wall on my right, and beyond a stile, I found myself crossing the railway line. Just below this, I came out onto the A646 again, on the edge of Walk Mill. A waymarked path opposite ran through a quiet housing estate, and on beside the infant River Calder. Walking to the left of a footbridge, I soon walked onto Park Road, where at its end I came to a path beside a metal gate at the entrance to the estate of Towneley Park. Townley Park is owned and managed by Burnley Borough Council and is the largest and most popular park in Burnley. The main entrance to the park is at Todmorden Road, within a mile of the town centre. The park extends to the south-east, covering an area of about 440 acres. To the north are golf courses and playing fields, and to the south 24 acres of broad-leaved woodland. The River Calder flows through the grounds. Many annual events in Burnley are held at Townley Park, owing to its size and central location, including a balloon fiesta and a classic car show. At the southern end of the park is Townley Hall, Burnley's art gallery and museum. Townley Hall not only contains the 15th century Whalley Abbey vestments, but also has its own chapel, with a finely carved altarpiece made in Antwerp around 1525. The hall was the home of the Townley family for more than 500 years. The male line of the family died out in 1878, and in 1901 one of the daughters, Lady O'Hagan, sold the house, together with 62 acres of land, to Burnley Corporation. The family departed in March 1902, leaving behind a building almost completely empty, except for a couple of tables and a few pictures in the chapel. The park was opened to the public in June 1902, and in May 1903 the Great Hall and the south wing of the house were opened for a temporary art exhibition. Today, Townley Hall is a museum that houses a variety of displays encompassing natural history, Egyptology, local history, textiles, decorative art and regional furniture, together with an art gallery. In July 2005, the Heritage Lottery Fund granted £2 million to help fund a major programme of restoration of the park that is still ongoing. A previous Heritage Lottery Fund helped to build a museum shop, lecture theatre and offices in the footprint of the old servants' quarters. This new building was opened in 2002. From the front of the hall, a tarred driveway climbs an avenue of huge lime trees to reach a memorial cross, Foldy's Cross. So that's the end of yet another fantastic walk, and being here at Townley Hall means that I'm very close to the picnic site where I parked my car this morning, and I really did enjoy visiting that magical singing ringing tree. What a wonderful place.